Hello and welcome to our next episode of Reading Roundtable. I'm Sterne READS, Director of Learning at Sterne, and I'm happy to have Malia back with us for this episode to discuss a topic that she is very passionate about.
Yes. I've been really looking forward to unpacking how we approach spelling instruction here at Sterne. I'm Malia Rubens, our Learning Resource Specialist and the English Language Arts Coordinator. And spelling is often an area of frustration for students and teachers alike, but it doesn't have to be. The good news is that with just a few strategies, spelling practice can be both meaningful and engaging.
By upper elementary and middle school, students are reading and writing across all subject areas. When they struggle with spelling, they often limit the words they use, stick to safe vocabulary, and avoid writing altogether. On the other hand, confident spellers write more freely, experiment with language, and show greater creativity. That's why spelling practice isn't just about memorizing word lists. It's about building independence and giving students tools to be stronger communicators.
Spelling also impacts students' confidence as learners. Because writing's so visible, it's often one of the first areas where students with dyslexia feel embarrassment about their dyslexia. At Sterne, we practice spelling weekly to challenge this idea that people are simply good spellers or bad. Spelling is a learned skill, and since 85% of the English language, believe it or not, is predictable, it's one that all students can learn.
We embrace universal design for learning, and we approach accommodations with inclusivity. While we encourage tools like speech-to-text to support written expression, we also recognize the importance of weekly spelling practice.
So, how do we make spelling stick? Here are 4 research-backed principles. First, and this is important, patterns over memorization. Rather than teaching words in isolation, we focus on patterns such as common syllables, prefixes, suffixes, and Greek and Latin root words. For example, recognizing that tele means far, it helps students both spell and understand words like telephone, television, and telegraph. Our second principle is teaching through multiple modalities. Our students remember words better when they see them, hear them, say them, and write them. Encourage multisensory practice, such as writing words in the air, typing them, clapping out syllables, or using color coding for tricky parts. This can be particularly helpful for our students with ADHD.
Right, and to note, these are in no particular order, but third, we have active, not passive. Copying a word 10 times doesn't help much, but when students use a word in a silly sentence, a short skit, or a quick write challenge, it sticks. Fourth, and last, but definitely not least, sound it out, linking reading and spelling, breaking words apart into their syllables and phonemes. By tapping out a word and focusing on the individual sounds that create each syllable, students are connecting their knowledge to their spelling. This also strengthens reading fluency.
One of the challenges of spelling practice in the classroom is that there's very few evidence-based programs available for students who need additional support. And thanks to our Orton-Gillingham reading intervention program called Sterne READS, which we've discussed in previous episodes of our Reading Roundtable, we're able to approach spelling in a personalized way that follows a scope and sequence that closely mirrors and is linked to the one that we use for reading.
Another connection we've discussed previously is structured literacy, which is the systematic approach to teaching reading that is backed by the science of reading. Structured literacy promotes teaching spelling through explicit, systematic, and cumulative instruction in sound-symbol relationships. This approach ties directly to decoding and word meaning. At Sterne, we are proud to say that we bring this approach to the classroom instruction, and we can confidently say that students are making growth because of this.
Sarah, thanks for making that connection with structured literacy. I know you know this, but I'm a science of reading nerd, and I can't get enough information about how research translates into classroom practice and supports students' progress.
Yes, I love when you come to work excited to discuss a new podcast, book, or article about spelling and reading. As a tentative speller myself, who grew up in the era of kill and drill spelling lists, I feel optimistic that our students are developing strategies to truly help them understand how words work, rather than just memorizing them for a test. You may not know this, but Malia leads our English Language Arts teaching training program, and she incorporates all of what we've discussed today into our professional development work with teachers. So thank you, Malia.
Aw, Sarah, thank you.
Yeah.
For recognizing my work, and I appreciate your support for our Reading Roundtable series. And cheers to transforming our students' spelling experience.
Yeah.